Shalom, 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 my friend. Shalom, shalom. This is the Sabbath. This is the day that the Lord has made, and let us rejoice in it. Number 4, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. So when you go in your churches on tomorrow, look at that and see if they're keeping it holy, because you wouldn't be in church on Sunday. I know that they have told you don't worry about that. We're not living under that, but they have it in church. So that's just what Christianity does. It does, and it does it well, because you got millions of people that are in church on Sunday, so they just don't even listen to the word of God anymore. Christianity is worse than slavery. Christianity is worse than slavery. Christianity today have your mind so trapped, so wrapped up that you don't believe in who you are. You don't know who you are. Somebody asks you who you are. And what gets me is that how can you be of age and somebody asks you what's your nationality, you give them a religion? My mind can't comprehend. It's a stumbling block. And I feel a certain way when I hear grown people. When somebody asks them what they are, they say they are Baptist, or they say they are Pentecostal, or they say they this and they say they that. But that's just something, it irks me in the inside. It kills me. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. And you got people just walking around here today, have no clue of who they are. And even though they know the truth, they still practice paganism. So the things that happen to them is what's happened to them because of their disobedience to God. Today's lesson going to be about, it's two. I'm just giving a version of two powerful black Hebrew sisters in the Bible. One of them you probably heard of, one of them you probably have not. Well, today, drink first before I get that. It's orange juice. And people, the pollen is still here, still getting trapped in your lungs. You still building up that mucus in your lungs. So treat yourself accordingly. Get your vitamin D up. Take care of your body. I'm gonna tell you something that's good. You get some cayenne pepper, mix it in orange juice. You can even mix it in your water. And it'll help break up that mucus in there, so you can get that mucus out. Just take care of your body, because we're still in a time where they still trying to get you. They're trying to get you because they can't get you by shooting you or putting you in prison. They put it in your food. They doing different stuff to mess with your mental psyche. But before I get to the lesson today, I want to let you know that in 1 Corinthians, I want you to go to 1 Corinthians in your Bible. Get the tablet out. Get your your Bible, your books. See, knowledge is in books. Don't let nobody discredit you. Knowledge is in books. God tell you to read. Blessed is the man that readeth. That's in Revelation 1:3. So God wants you to read and read books and open up your mind, for you won't just be locked in. Because they say that most people's mind stop growing by the age of 14 if they are not introduced to new knowledge. And only you get new knowledge by reading. Your whole life just can't be watching movies or watching TV. It's okay, but make sure you read more than you watch. I want you to go to 1 Corinthians, please. 1 Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that you are a temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? Your body is a temple. No, if you, just in case you don't know, I'm here to tell you, your body is a temple. You have a special body. Being of a Hebrew Israelites, you have a special body that God gave you. You are the temple of God. So when you destruct that body, I'm gonna read it. If any man defile the temple of God, he shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. You are the temple of God. So when you put stuff in your body that don't belong to you, it destroys your body. Whether you vaping, you smoking, You doing different food that you put in your body, you destroy it. You say, well, how you destroy it? Because you'll get different diseases that come along with that stuff that you taking that defiles the body. And it's like if you eat a lot of crab, a lot of shrimp, you get cholesterol, so you have a stroke. If you smoke cigarettes and do that, your lungs start clogging up where you can't hardly breathe and you get lung cancer. So it's different things that happen to you when you eat different food that you cause you destroy your temper. I just want to put that out there. So you wonder why your body is in aches and pains. That's a lot of reason why. And they're not going to tell you that. And then let me go to I want you to go to second Ezra. Go to second Ezra in your apocrypha. Second Ezra in your apocrypha, and go to chapter 7, verse 56. For while we lived and commit iniquity, we consider not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. I was telling my grandson a lot of times, you see people, you sin and you wonder why, oh man, I'm still living good. It ain't nothing happened to me. After death, that's when you start getting. A lot of people don't get it till after death. You might come back, and when God regenerates you, you might come. Just say right now you're living good. You got cars, you got a house, you got a nice job, but you don't know you're sinning. But I'm teaching that you're sinning. So when you die, you get judgment. God send you back. Guess what? You might come back as a homeless person. You might be a person on Union Street. You might be a person with no leg. You might be a person with cancer. You might be a person that have a heart attack or stroke. You might be a person, your liver, all kinds of stuff happen to your body because you was a sinner in your former life. And so when you come back paying for your debt. See, they ain't going to teach you that in church. I'm just trying to tell you. So be mindful of how you treat people. Be mindful of what you eat in your body. Be mindful of your sin. And when your church tell you that you don't live, you don't have to keep the laws, well, just be reminded that because you're living good now, you think you're all right, you got to come back and regenerate. So that could be your life. You wondering why a little 7-year-old child gets shot in the head. You wonder why a little 2-month-old baby died. You wonder why you have a stillbirth. You wonder why that you're born with certain ailments. You wonder why you live a certain life. That's because of your former life. Because of your former life. And you are the people of the Bible. And then I'm going to get to all this connects with what I'm reading. And I'm going to get to that. All this connects with what I'm reading. But I just have to give you information just that you know that this is what's happening to you. In us, in me. I'm not exempt either. I go through all kinds of trials and tribulations. But guess what I do? I pray, I read, and when I find symptoms that I see something wrong, I fast. I would fast. Like today, people know what I'm doing today? I eat watermelon. I eat some saltine crackers. Then I drink orange juice. I drink water. I drink lemon tea. Just that's how I cleanse my body out. I give a chance to rest from all the hard bondage I haven't suffered all week. But Isaiah 29:22. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob. Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale. They can't change the color of us. We are the Israelites. We are the 12 tribes. God is saying that we will never wax pale. Wax pale means white. So our skin color will never change because even though they didn't change the color of the people over there in our land, but our skin color should never change. So them ain't the real people. We ain't gonna never change from being black, or so-called black. So them not the real people in that island. I got the book right here. It's in the book that Kyrie got in trouble for. I'm on chapter 27. It gives you the Balfour Declaration, or how the people came from Germany during the World War II when Hitler, how they came from Germany and they occupied that land. I got this the whole thing right here. Right here. It tell you how they signed the letter, started in 1917, how they signed the letter, the Rothschilds, and it's very good how they started and how they intervened into that life, and that's why they over there now. See, they've been tricking us for a long time, and we got our own people helping them trick us. We got our own people helping them trick us. And one thing I do know is when they see you getting on top, they will bring you down. Come to speaking of the draft, they will let you know that they are in control. Shannon Shaw. Anytime you get bigger than them, a lot of them scared to say it. They'll say bigger than the organization. It ain't about the organization. It's bigger than them. Bigger than the Rothschilds. Bigger than the so-called Jewish man. Bigger than so-called Esau. When you get higher than them, they're going to bring you down. And that's why it's a lot of our people are scared. So they won't speak out on it. They won't say certain things. They'll beat around the bush and try you get understanding. Because you living in this world with them and they control everything. You have no control of nothing. That's part of your curse. Even our own people will try to destroy because I'm setting you up to go into one of the book of Suzanne, and I'm gonna go in the book of Judges and talk about Deborah. And this is how our women were. The men came because they seen the women in authority. Our own people. Some of them was our own people, and destroyed them. But the women that I'm about to tell you were Hebrew Israelite women that believe in God and know that they had a point where they had to do something to help out the nation. They didn't rule. They didn't so-called rule the man, but they knew their role, and they were powerful women in their role and accepted their role of God. And I'm gonna prove it to you that we got some powerful women out there who know their role and know to use their face because the other nation love our women. So they use our women against us. The greatest ops of the so-called black nation is our women. But these women seen through that and overcame that, and powerful women. You got a mama, you got a grandmama. You see how powerful them grandmas were back in the day, but they still kept the nation going. They still did not forsake the nation. They still didn't think it was slavery to submit to their husband. They still didn't think it was slavery to make sacrifices for their family and not themselves. So see, they don't switch the role of the women of today. These women today have nothing on Deborah and have nothing on Suzanne. I'm going to get to it right here because I read it and I read it. Hey, check this out. I read it in the King James Bible. Then I also went and read it in my Septuagint with the Apocrypha in it, the Greeks. I read it in the Greek language. It breaks it down to the original text. I read this, so I get an understanding of it. I know it is. I'm just opening up with this. It's just amazing how it's opened up. Even though the King James Bible is a very, very good representation of the Bible, but you got to study this Bible. And God says study and show yourself approved. So that's what I do. I study and show myself approved. So I'm not coming on here making a fool of myself and a fool of my people and a fool of my God. I want you to go. First, I'm gonna start off with I'm going to start off in Judges with Deborah. Deborah was a powerful black woman. She was a powerful black woman. This is a Hebrew Israelite woman that y'all probably don't hear nothing about. And I told a person that I'm going to, and I studied diligently, make sure I got it all. I read it, and I read it. And I can see this lady, this woman I see in my mother. I seen this type of woman before. I was around this type of woman. From the time I was old enough to recognize that she was my mother until the time she left this earth. I seen this type of woman, and I wonder how she stuck to all this here. I seen this type of woman. So I know what this type of woman look like and feels like and thinks like. I seen this type of woman before. I missed this type of woman because she was my mother's. Judges 4, go to Judges 4:4. See, they said that you can't judge me. That's why black people always say that. And the minute they go to court, that man judge me and he send their butt down state. But you tell me you can't judge me. So if I come and tell you something about you can't judge me, but the Bible got a book of judges, and one of them was a woman. One of them was a woman that was judging. But you say you can't judge me. Well, who gonna judge you? Who gonna tell you what's right or wrong? You listen to your pastor. You listen to your boss. But when it comes to the real man of God trying to tell you things, you don't listen to him. You don't even believe in him. You believe in another person rather than to believe in the man that you're with or the guy who tried to teach you something, who tried to learn you something. You rather believe another nation. You rather act out on another nation, do what they tell you, rather than somebody trying to tell you about the word of God for your life can be easier and better. But you got Judge Deborah. Yes, Judge Deborah, a black woman. Yes. Stuff they don't tell you in the Bible. A powerful black woman at that. Not just a regular one, a powerful sister who knew who she was. Didn't go out there and have and don't be out there and be like, I'm gonna give her name Crockett. And y'all fall into that bewitchery. This woman is out here acting a donkey, but that's what you love. You don't love it. No, they don't care nothing about this woman, man. They see how foolish this woman act. You think they care something about it? That's why you ain't gonna never get nothing done. This woman want to kill your children. And you love that because you hate yourself and you hate your nation. This woman want to kill your children. They want to make your child, they want to let the woman just go around and just have abortion instead of telling the woman, close your leg. They don't want to hear the judgments. Judge, they don't. Go to Judges 4 and 4. And Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lepdo, she judged Israel at the time. This was a powerful black woman judging Israel, a whole nation of people. We have women like that. We done lost a lot of them, but we have women out there like that. But guess what? They light don't shine. Hey. Wake up. This truth is coming to you loud and clear. Get you nothing. You need to hear this. You need to hear this. We got powerful women out there, but guess what? Their voice are being numb because of the wicked women that are over talking them. They loud. They show social media. They show all the wicked stuff. They show Megan Thee Stallion or Sexy Red, all the other women they showing just louder than our virtuous women. They louder than them because they won't show a Deborah, who was a ruler of our nation at the time. They won't show her. Go to Judges 4:8. And Barak said unto her, if thou will, see, they get ready for battle. It's a lot to read. You can go read it. So it's a lot to read, but I'm going to paraphrase some of it, and you go through you and read. I'm getting to the most important part. They're getting ready to go to battle, getting ready to go to war. And Barak said unto her, if thou wilt go with me, then will I go. But if thou wilt not go with me, then will I not. We're going to go to war. They trusted this woman so much that man said, if you don't go with me, I'm not going to war. So you take that today, you can get a woman that can get a man and she can elevate this man. She can get a man and elevate him to the stars. Make him do things that he never done before. But we don't have them type of women no more. So you see, she didn't abuse her power. This is Deborah. Go read about this powerful woman, powerful black woman at that will outshine any of the modern day women that we have today. They won't teach you about these women. These are women that I'm in love with. I love these women. Check this out. Go to Deuteronomy 14. I'm sorry, go to Judges 14. Go to Judges 4:14. I'm sorry, go to Judges 4:14. I'm gonna stay mostly in this here. So go to 4:14. And check out this powerful woman. Man. When I read about this woman, I got chills. I went and grabbed my mama picture and just looked at it. I said, this was you, mama. I understand now. Because even as a man, I question why she stayed around so long and doing all this stuff. But guess what? Her latter days, that woman lived like a queen. She never had to work or do anything in her last 20-something years of life, 25 years. Lived like a king. had a house built. So God blessed her in her, because she remembered God in her youth. God blessed her in her latter days. Pocket full of money. Never had to worry about driving anywhere. She had so many great. It was over 100 of us, including grandkids and kids and great-great-grand, that a lot of them had cars. So I would have to call and set an appointment to see my mama. Hey, you home? No, I'm with such. I hear somebody's back. I got her. If you want to live a life like that, you got to be like Deborah. You got to be like Deborah. Now listen to what Deborah said. And Deborah said unto Barak, up, for this is the day in which the Lord has delivered Sisera into thy hand. Is not the Lord gone out before thee? So Barak went down from Mount Tabor, and 10,000 men after him. This woman encouraged this man, hey, the Lord has given you this day. Can you imagine a woman telling her man, the Lord has given you this, you can do this here. When you go out and go to work, you can be the man you want to be. I'm here to support you. This is Deborah. This is Deborah in the book of Judges. Woman with this much power still had humility to know that who she represented. Go to read verse 15. Oh man, you don't understand. And the Lord discomfited Syria. The Lord discomfited Syria and all his chariots and all his hosts with the edge of the sword before Barak, so that Sisera lighted down out his chariot and fled away on his feet. This man jumped off his chariot because Barak went down there with all the men that Deborah told him that God is with you. This is your day. She boosted this man up. She told this man, you can beat this. You can beat this army, because you know Sisera, they had a big old giant. They had an army. They had chariots and horses and so. That's just like a man going out to work every day. He got to fight these people every day. He don't want to come home and have to fight. But you got a woman like Deborah that's in your corner. You can beat an army with chariots and with swords, with spears, and with thousands of men. An army. And you can go out there and you can beat them in, because guess what? That woman don't puff you up, man. You walking around here, man, my baby got me. But can you imagine what the man going through when he had to go home? Hey, I done witnessed this. When I was working, these guys would go up to this park called Bonnie Browning, down the street from the job. Everybody who live in Jacksonville know that park at on Norwood. Them people wouldn't even go home at 8 or 9 o'clock at night because they had to go home and hear all that nag. And they would go to the park and drink rather than go home. It's thousands of men, millions of men are like that. They would sacrifice their happiness, but a woman would not sacrifice her happiness for her family. They'll get and say it's slavery. I know my worth. But you got people like Deborah that God used to rule a nation. If this woman can be submissive to her nation, to her men, that she was over, you mean to tell me you can't be submissive? Nah, something ain't right. That's because they using it against us. They are the one doing this to us. This is Deborah. Go read the story in the book of Judges. Read about Deborah, how great this woman was. I want you to read this thing here. This is verse 16. But Barak pursued after the chariot and after the host unto Hasaset of the Gentile, and all the hosts of Syria fell upon the edge of the sword, and there was not a man left. That man conquered the world when he went out because he had a woman like Deborah standing by his side, knowing that if you read the story, you'll see what she tell him about God. She assured him that God was with him. She didn't belittle him. You ain't nothing. You can't go out here and fight this. She was inspiration to him. She enlightened his soul. She gave him comfort and made him be the man who she knew he can be. Now I want you to go to. You got to read the story. It's plenty of women in this Bible that was great that we don't hear nothing about. I said that I was going to talk about these women. It's more of them, but these just two. Now, this was a ruler of nation. The other one for the rule about, she wasn't a ruler of nation, but she was a wife of a king. She's the wife of a king. Oh man, it's a good story. Go to Suzanne. This is in the Apocrypha. Go to Suzanne in the Apocrypha. This stuff they don't tell you because they don't want you to read. They don't want you to know that you could be a powerful woman and still, you could be a woman with power and still be in your man corner. Because we don't know how to use our power, because our women have power. You can't take that from them. They got power because every nation, the men, especially Esau, they love our women. So they will promote our women over the men. But they knowing that they can use our women against the men, that's why they promote them. But guess what? These women got in control, and guess what they did? They promoted their men. Well, our women don't do that today. We don't have too many doubles. I ain't saying they ain't out there, but we don't have too many. And most of us, we can look back at our mothers and say, most of the men, why you think they want a woman like their mother? It's not that they what they call them, mama boys. They like the characteristic of that. They like the characteristic of that mother, not because they're mama boy. But guess what? You better thank God that you find a man that got the characteristic of his mother and the strength of his father. Suzanne 1:1. Let me start off there. There grew up the man in Babylon called Josiah. He called Josiah. And Babylonian is not, it was an African. Babylonian were African before it became what you know it today, right? That's why you got the cross and the pyramids, all that. And Babylonian was that. I'm going to get into it. And he took a wife whose name was Suzanne, the daughter of Sisera, a very fair woman, one that feared the Lord. She was beautiful. So you can be a beautiful woman and fear God. Not necessarily just beauty on the outside, but beauty on the inside, because she feared God. So she had a glow about her. Check this out. Her parents also were righteous and taught their daughter according to the law of Moses. See? So if you got a woman that don't fear God, you in trouble. Because if she don't fear God, she damn sure ain't going to fear you. And I'm not talking about the Christianity church. Because they don't fear God. They do anything they want to do. They wear blonde hair. They wear skirts. They had a woman that's on Facebook. And she knows what she was doing. This woman was built like nothing you ever seen. And her dress was so tight. And guess what she was doing? Walking this way. Sideways so they can see her. So nobody heard the word. They just seen the woman. I seen straight through it. Why would you come to church with the dress like that? Like if she take off the little things that, you would think she was in a club or a strip club. But this Suzanne was a fair woman that was taught the law of Moses. The law of Moses, that means she didn't forget the law. And the church tried to tell you, don't listen to the law, but God showing you, listen to the law. This is how powerful that woman was, because her parents taught her about the law, so she knew how to act. Without the law, nobody know how to act without the law. That's why they make law. If they didn't have a seatbelt law, you wouldn't wear a seatbelt. If they didn't have a traffic light law, you would run across the traffic light and get killed. These laws just saved your life. Now, this how powerful Suzanne was. Now, it's a long story. I'm skipping down. Now, I'm going to read it. Now, we'll go to verse 5. The same year were appointed two of the ancient of the people to be judges, such as the law spake of, that wickedness came from Babylonian, from ancient judges who seemed to govern the people. They seemed to govern the people. Now, I'm going to see. Now go to verse 7. Now when the people departed away at noon, Suzanne went into the house, the garden, to walk. Now, after they had a meeting, Suzanne, she went into the garden to give a peace of mind. Just walk around in her garden, give a peace of mind. And check this out. These are two wicked old men like in the church, the deacons in the church, and the pastors in the church. Check this out. And two elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed towards. She was so beautiful that these preachers had to have. These two deacons, I'm just saying deacons because they were two elder men appointed upon the judges, so that it's just like a church. You judge and you got two deacons, you got two judges on the side. You see it all the time. You see it all the time. And they perverted their own minds and turned away from their eyes, that they might not look unto heaven, nor remember just judgment. They lust got ahead of them. So They didn't look at the law. They took their mind away because they lust got in front of them. God don't tempt no man or sin. Is already in you. Now, do you obey your lust? That's what you do. So they obeyed their lust, and this is what they did. But this being a woman taught by God of the law of Moses, go to verse 11. They were ashamed and declared their lust that they desired to have to do with her. They lust took over their mind. The same way a pastor would be in church. You see these women in church, they wear the old tight dresses in church. So they lust take over their mind. And so when they were going out, they departed to one from the other and turned back. Again, they came to the same place. I'm going to read it on down. I'm just going to read it. And after that, they had asked one another because they acknowledged their lust and appointed they a time both together when they may find her alone. I'm just reading on down, verse 15. And it fell out as they watched a fit time. She went in as before with two maids only, and she was desirous to watch herself in the garden, for it was hot. And there was nobody there save the two elders that had hidden themselves to watch her. Then she said to her maid, bring me oil and washing balls, and shut the garden door that I may wash me. And they did as she bladed them, and shut the door, the garden door, and went out themselves to a private door to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the elder because they were hidden. Now when the maid was gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us to lie with us, nasty sapsucker. And they were not, and we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore they did send away the maid from thee. They plotted against the woman. They were going to lie on this woman because the lust. But this is a godly woman. I'm going to read this story, and you're going to see how it ended. If thou wert not, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away their maid from thee. Then Susan sighed and said, I am straight on every side, for if I do this thing, it is death unto me. If I do it not, I cannot escape your hand. This woman said that this is death to her to disobey God's law. But it's death to me if I do not commit to what you're saying. So she got to make a choice. This is a virtuous woman. This woman got to make a choice whether to be a whore or live for God. And when Suzanne cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried out against her, then ran the one and opened the garden door. So when the servant of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in at the private door to see what was done to her. But when the elders had declared their matter, the servant was greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made unto this woman. Was known throughout this providence to be a great, honorable woman. So when they hear this fictitious thing against her, everybody was shocked. This is what a woman go through who's a powerful, great woman of God. So she had to choose. Check this out. And it came to pass the next day when the people were assembled and her husband, Joachim, the two elders came up also full of mischief, imagination against Suzanne to put her to death. They wanted to kill this woman. They lied on this woman. But this was a faithful woman of God. This is God testing you when another man try to come into you when you got a husband. Testing your faith. And they give you the false accusation. See, will you bow down to that, or will you believe in God? Will you have faith in God? And said before the people, send for Susanna. Okay. And it came to pass the next day when the people were assembled. Okay. Verse 29. And said before the people, send for Susanna, the daughter Chesley, Jacaiah's wife. And so they sent. So they came with her father and mother, her children, and all her kindred. All her family was involved because they trusted their daughter. They knew something was wrong. They sent for all of them. Now, Suzanne was a very delicate woman, the beautiful with beautiness to behold. She was a soft-spoken woman. She wasn't loud. She was beauty, her natural beauty. She didn't have all that extra makeup and extra hair and all that. She was a natural, beautiful woman. You got to read the history of these women. Our women weren't like our women today. But guess what? She was a delicate woman. She was a nice-spoken woman. Now, Suzanne, okay, 32. And these wicked men commanded to uncover her face, for she was covered, that they might be filled with her beauty. Because they wore a veil then. So you can take that thing now, not a veil. That means uncover her face. That means that she didn't have all this makeup. She was just naturally beautiful. Because back then, they know they wore the veil. So you take that now, this woman was beautiful in her own skin without adding all the extra stuff. Not saying if a man say, hey, I want to see your natural face, you call this man feminine because he want to see your natural face. They didn't have that. They understood the beauty of a woman back then. Check this out. Therefore, her friends and all saw her wept. She was crying. Then the two elders stood up in the midst of the people and laid their hand upon her head. And she wept, looking up toward heaven, for her heart trusted in the Lord. You read that? And the elder said, as we walk in the garden alone, this woman came in with two maids and shut the garden door and sent her maid away. Then a young man who was hidden came unto her and laid her. They lied. They just lied on this beautiful woman of God. This is the woman of God. And we have this happen every day with these wicked men lying on our women. All our women are not what you see in the street. Then was that stood in the corner of the garden, seeing his wickedness ran upon. They showing he raped them, or saying that they had sex together. They just giving lies on these women because they don't do wicked women like that because it's already there. But a woman of God, guess what they'll do? They'll try to make her look bad. So when she come out and speak, she can't have that same authority because they try to make her look bad because because what they call them, the women call them pick me. Oh, you're a pick me. And they would dog a woman out. They would try to tell a woman how to treat a man. But this is a woman of God. Her name's Suzanne. And I'm going to read her story. And that when they stood in the corner of the garden, seeing this, wickedness ran unto them. Okay. And when we saw them together, the man we could not hold, for he was stronger than we. And we opened the door and leaped out. They just lied on this woman. But having taken this woman, we asked who the young man was, but she would not tell us. These things did we testify. They testified against. Then the assembly before believed them as though they were the elders and judges of the people, so they condemned her to death. They believed her because they were well-known people. They was well-known, so they believed them. So you go in church, you believe in well-known people when a lot of our Christians, a lot of our women are pure. And they allowed our women, distort our women because our women want to be righteous. So the other women will say something about them, and then you got the wicked men will too. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me. Then Suzanne cried out with a loud voice and said, oh, everlasting God, thou knowest the secret, and knowest all things before me. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me, and behold, I must die, or else I never did such thing as these men have maliciously invented against me. And the Lord heard her voice. Just cry out to the Lord, woman, their righteousness. Just cry out to the Lord and believe in God. God will get you out of this mess. God will save you. Just believe in God. Trust in God. My mama trusting in God. Man, if you know the thing that woman went through, it had to be a God for her to trust in the thing that she did to make sure that we was all right. You see in the earlier when they said her kindred, her family, her kids. So I can relate to this here. A lot of you can relate to this. And the Lord heard her voice. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young man whose name was Daniel. God gonna send somebody to your rescue. Hold on, I got to read her story. You got to know this woman. You got to know how brave and powerful this woman, because we exist. I know it's a little longer, but I'm going to take the time because you want to know about this woman, because now you got an example how you can be this woman, how you can be Suzanne, how you can be Deborah. You deserve this time. So you deserve for me to read this story of this powerful woman. And all the people turned toward him and said, what means this word that thou hast spoken? So he stand in the midst of them saying, O ye such fools, you son of Israel, that without examination or knowledge of the truth, you have condemned the daughter of Israel. Y'all won't even examine, knowing that this lady is righteous, knowing that she know the law. You just gonna listen to these heathens talk about this beautiful, gorgeous woman, the accusation that come out about her. Wherefore all the people turned again in haste, and the elder said unto him, come sit down among us and show us, seeing God has given thee the honor of the elder. Then said Daniel unto them, put these two aside, one far from another, and I will examine them. Separate these sapsuckers, because they lied on her. Separate them. Daniel said, separate them. They don't know how you do when you go to jail. They separate you. Okay, this is what just happened. So when they were put asunder one from another, he called one of them and said unto them, O thou art waxed old in wickedness. Now their sin which thou hast committed aforetime are come to light. Y'all lying people. We are finna bust y'all bubble because y'all lied on this daughter of Zion. We should be standing up for these women. We should be championing our women. Let them know we with you. We stand with you. We believe in you. For thou hast pronounced false judgment and hast condemned the innocent and has let the guilty go free. Albeit, the Lord said, the innocent and the righteous shall not be slain. Okay? Now then, if thou hast seen her, tell me, under what tree saw that them company together? Who answered? Under a Damascus tree. And Daniel said, very well, thou hast lied against their own head. For even now the angel of God has received the sentence, and God has cut thee into two. God, you already, God gonna kill you, man. We have to stand up for our women, our good, faithful women. Don't waste our time on these whores. Believe in the daughter of Israel. That's who you trust in. That's who you help. That's who you believe in. That's who you give your resources to. Not just your wife, your girlfriend, friend, but all our Hebrew Israelite women who believe in the faith, who believe in God. They're the one you should be helping. They're the one you should be right there for. They're the one you should be there for, not nobody else. So he put aside and commanded to bring the other and said unto him, O thou seed of Canaan. You got to understand, these were other nations. Because she was in Babylon and these were African. And a lot of times we mingle with other nations and we were in other nations, but they would take our women to be their wives. And these was an African nation. These other nations condemning our women. Like we got all the other people, the Chinese, the Korean, and the Japanese, all these people condemning our women. They beating our women. They embarrassing our women. And we try to help them. Guess what? If they not righteous women, you can't help them. They got to be women like Suzanne. And not of Judah. And not of Judah. These men who witnessed false witness, they were not of Judah. They was of Africa. Canaan is African. Beauty has deceived thee. Lust has perverted thy heart. Because if you go read Exodus, our women were beautiful. They were different from African women. I think it's 11:7. God put a difference between the Egyptians and the Israelites. They were jealous of her. But our women today don't know that they're beautiful in the sight of God, in the sight of us, the Israelite men. They don't know how beautiful they are in their natural state. So they have learned to listen to Esau, other nations that sell them all this supply to change form their body, not knowing when they get 60 years old, 65, all that stuff gonna require surgery and be reversed because their body gonna start rejecting it. They got a temporary fix. Now therefore tell me, under what tree did thou take the company together? Who answered, under a home tree. And Daniel said to him, well, thou hast also lied against thee own head, and the angel of God waiting for the sword to cut thee into two, that he may destroy you. Because one said another tree, other said this tree, so they lied. What that all the assembly cried unto a loud voice and praised God who saved them that trust in him. And they arose against the two elders, for Daniel had convicted them of false witness for their own mouth. And according to the law of Moses, it did put them in such sort as they maliciously intended to do to their neighbor, and they put them to death, that the innocent blood was saved the same day. Therefore, Chestnut and his wife praised God for their daughter, Suzanne, and Joachim, her husband, all the kindred, because there was no dishonest found in her. For that day forth, with Daniel had a great reputation in the sight of people. These were great, powerful women that endured a lot, but still trusted in God. And I seen that in my mother. She endured a lot and still trusting in God. We still have these type of women out there today. Let me turn to the camera face. We still have these women out here today, regardless of whatever social media say, because social media is loud. It's very loud. And we have these women here today. I just had to get that story out. Shalom, shalom, my people. Shalom, shalom.